My world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say I am what I am.
We're joined today here on LGBTQlife with a long-standing friend of the program, Therese Cahill, who is not only a disability campaigner, she is also a stand-up comedian. Well, she's a comedian. Whether you stand up is another matter. And not only that, is a great advocate of unicorns. So, Therese, welcome to LGBTQlife.
Hello, my lovely. How are you? Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah, Therese. You and I, we first met, I think it was at the first Trans Pride, and then I met you at the second one. And the second one I noticed particularly because you were, when we marched down O'Connell Street, you were in a chair, and I think I got my brolly stuck in the wheels or the spokes in your chair. Yeah. You're not, I gather, 100% confined to the chair, but pretty, it's pretty ubiquitous, as we say. Tell us, as a person that is, I won't say disability because but you have mobility challenges. How difficult is it living with that in the real world?
Hugely different, because I was only made disabled later in life, and so I've always known mobility, right? And as we know, the world is set up from the perspective of being able-bodied, so it was a huge and it's been as you said, the first Trans Pride. What year was that? 2018?
Yes,
2018.
2018.
Oh, do you remember when we could go out?
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I also remember that day because it was just such miserable weather, wasn't it?
I know. I kept waffling, and then I realized it's slashing rain, and I went, I better just sing the song. And I actually sung a song called Dandara's song.
I do. I remember it very well. It was Edelweiss.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I remember I wrote it's a parody, obviously, of Edelweiss. And I remember, I think it might have been 15th of February that year. I was awake during the night, and I saw something on Facebook. And before I read the headline about a trans woman murdered in Brazil, and before I could stop, I clicked. And I saw the first 10 or 15 seconds of the video, and it was absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
She was murdered.
Yeah, this was a video of somebody being murdered.
Yeah.
And then her body was burnt or so. Yeah.
Absolutely horrific. So I couldn't sleep, and I couldn't get that imagery. I couldn't get that. I'll never forget that footage. And it was compounded, bad enough what they did, but to film it and put it online. So I started to write the song about Dandara and call it Dandara's song. And then when it was 2018 was the first ever Trans Pride, Dublin Trans Pride parade, and I contacted the organisers and I said, send them the song, and they asked me to perform there, and it was an incredible experience to be part of it. And then they asked me back in 2019, but as you say, I had, so I gotta admit, I kind of cheated. I don't know if you noticed this. We got part way down O'Connell Street, and I was like, peel off, quick, peel off. Because my partner had to push the wheelchair, and her hands, she has problems with her hands. So it wasn't fair to expect to be pushed the whole way.
Yeah. No, well, I have the recording of you because you did speak at the Garden of Remembrance as well, very eloquently as always. And that's why when I caught up with you in O'Connell Street, I forgot I had a brolly and it got stuck in the bloody in the spoke. What can I say? What a klutz!
No, listen.
Can I go back to that, because I'm sure that when you mentioned that at the time at the Custom House, very few people would have known about the Dandara case. And what shocked me the first time, not about that one, because I'd been familiar with cases, that we all think of Brazil as Rio, it's carnival, it's guys with fabulous bodies, it's LGBT friendly, but yet it is the trans murder capital of the world. I think it's about 200 trans people get murdered in Brazil every year. I'm sure you would have been shocked when you discovered that. Yeah.
And when I discovered that, I was doing another it was with United Against Racism, another protest, and I performed Dandara's song there. And this lady came up to me and she had tears in her eyes, and it turns out she was from Brazil, and she thanked me for singing the song, and she told me that the statistics, she told me that
they're frightening, aren't they? Yeah.
And I mean, I've read up a little bit on, I suppose, and I'm not trying to justify or explain it or anything like that, but it's a toxic attitude towards trans women in particular. And I can't get inside the mind of somebody who would do that, nor would I want to. But it's just terrifying.
Well, interestingly, I don't think, while trans women are the ones being murdered, I don't think the discrimination is exclusive to trans women, because I spoke at last year's, not this year, but the year before, when we could still meet up again. I was at Winter Pride, and and I've got great friends in Dublin Bears, fabulous people, and Mr. Bear Ireland, lovely man.
I think I've met him.
He's from Brazil. And we were just talking away. We were doing an interview. And I thought, oh, yeah, Brazil, everybody, samba, Mardi Gras, all of that. He was saying that it's okay in the city. You go to Rio, you go to Sao Paulo, and it's okay. But he came from a country town, and he never came out in that country town because he was saying he would just be discriminated against like there was no tomorrow. So it's shameful, that, isn't it? It's
absolutely shameful.
Yeah.
I cannot and will never understand why anyone has any investment in hating somebody simply because of their sexuality or their gender identity or anything like that. It's anathema to me. I'm pan. And I usually, when I'm doing, particularly when I'm doing pride gigs, I usually say, and a lot of people don't know what pansexuality is, and I'll make a little joke and I'll say, oh, don't worry, your pots are safe around me, that kind of thing. And, and then sometimes I'll say that I have the capacity to be attracted to all genders and non-binary. And then if there's somebody in the audience that's annoying me, it's like, but not you. Not you.
It's interesting. Most people can be attracted to anybody. The one exception is they don't really want to get attracted to old people.
Well, I can't comment.
Yeah, no, I'm a lot older than you, so don't worry. But no, it's
that's not what I'm talking about. But I can't say because I will be given out to.
yeah. Because it probably means that if you ever go to China, you'd be wok sexual.
What's that?
You'd be wok, because they don't have pans; they have woks.
Oh, that took me too long. Very good.
But interestingly, again, because you would have walked all the way down to Fairview Park. Fairview Park, they held that trans pride there, first trans pride, because it was significant. That was where a person was murdered, a gay bashing, right. And then the official, when they eventually were found guilty in court, what happens? Suspended sentence. I mean,
disgraceful.
Isn't it disgraceful? Yeah.
No, I actually didn't go. Again, for the same reason, I performed at the Custom House, yes. But I didn't go to Fairview Park. But I was aware of the significance of it. Was his name Ronan? I'm trying to remember
Anyway.
Sorry, I put you on the spot.
No, I get But anyway, I grew up beside Fairview Park, so it's always to be my eternal shame that the people of Fairview don't have a day there every year to say this happened in our neighbourhood, and it was absolutely disgraceful. But even more so was the official response. Lads, go and have
got out of hand.
That was all. We didn't intend to kill him. We just intended to beat the crap.
Yeah. And see, this is the thing. This is why it is so vital to have clear and defined rules and laws. Because listen, you can't. That expression. You're never going to be everyone's cup of tea, otherwise you'd be a mug, right?
Yeah.
So I know, like when I do stand up, I know I generally get a good reception from people, right? Generally, I'm fortunate that way. But there's going to be a couple of gobshites sitting in the audience that are stupid enough not to like me. But anyway, and that's fine. Like, so long as they're quiet, you can sit there on your phone. I don't care. I'm not bothered with you, right? I'm focused on the people that are enjoying me.
Yeah.
But so long as you're protected, so long as those people's cards will be marked if they step out of line, that's what's crucial.
Well,
because if people think they can act out their own prejudices and they can inflict that on other people, they will do it.
Oh yeah. Oh look,
that's the truth.
I used to write comedy with a comedian in Australia, long time ago, and I have seen comics beaten up. But I've seen one I saw where a guy was making racist jokes. Big mistake, because the bouncer was this big Maori guy with dreads, and he just came up, went on the stage, and gave him a Liverpool kiss, and that was it.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to,
But over there, stand-up comedy is a contact sport.
I'd just be there swinging the stick around. Go away!
But tell me, Therese, we were supposed to have you on last year, and for a variety of reasons that didn't happen. But you were very concerned about the issue of disabled people, particularly when you were getting to car parks, on footpaths and everything like that, and people blocking road parking on whatever. How can I put it? How much official support do you get in that, or is it let's hope they'll all go away?
Well, I am tied in with a lot of like the Disability Federation and the Irish Wheelchair Association. So online, there's great support. And I will always lend, like I financed and co-produced and co-wrote my campaign Disrespectable, which is up on my YouTube channel and on social media. Excuse me. And it was based on the song that I wrote. It's to the tune of the Teddy Bears Picnic, and it's called Disrespectable, a play on disrespect and able. So I wrote the song, and then I always had in mind for a video, and then I teamed up with Don Rourke, who we devised a script around the song, and I funded it myself, and put it out there, and to raise awareness for people parking in disabled spaces using this character called the Parking Tag Fairy. And we got a lot of good feedback. It's gotten a lot of views on Twitter. Like I think the last time I looked, it was like 7,000 views.
That's damn good.
So now, just before we filmed this back in January 2020, just before COVID came into the country, so to speak. And I was getting a lot of traction, with various organizations, and we were going to roll it out and, as a nationwide campaign. But again, COVID came along and, everything got put in the back burner. But hopefully when things open up again, we'll get that going. So you do get a lot of support online. But the thing about when you're disabled is we don't live online. We live in the real world, right? And so when you see things like parking bays, right? Now, again, I would never have noticed this before I had to use a wheelchair, right? So you'll have a disabled parking bay, but you won't have a drop curb. So you try getting a wheelchair into a car, or you're forced to try and go along the road to get up onto the path. Things like that. doing my job. I mean, okay, there's no gigs at the moment, but I usually have to get driven to gigs because I can't
Of
drive
course, yeah.
too far. I can do short journeys, but not. And I'm adjusting myself here because it's not comfortable. Nowhere is comfortable unless I'm lying down.
No.
So true.
Yeah.
So I get driven to gigs because I travel all over Ireland and the north and that, and but getting on stage,
Yeah.
there's very few clubs that are wheelchair accessible. Very few.
That's very that's sad, isn't it? Yeah, that's very
Terrible.
unfortunate. Yeah.
And so I have to, like, I can, when I say manage with my Michael there, my supporting act, right? When I get to a club, I have to position my chair as close to the stage. And sometimes I'll go to a club and the stage will be like too high.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, and I'll say, look, I'll perform in front of the stage sitting in my wheelchair. Just turn the light on me. I don't mind, and I'm always trying to adapt. How can I still do my job? Plus, I'm morphine dependent. So I have to delay taking morphine before I perform because it impacts your lungs.
Of course it does, a whole range of things.
So there's a lot of obstacles that people with disabilities face in the real world. And I tell you one thing, people with disabilities, particularly, ones where you're, very physically challenged, I suppose. We are some of the most adaptive people you'll ever meet.
I would imagine so. Yeah. You have to be.
We are always thinking workarounds. How do I get around this? How do I, like, even going on stage? I used to play guitar. I'll show you my studio. Hold on a minute. Now this is my studio. You can see all my instruments there.
Look at all your guitars there.
Yeah. So like I say, I used to play guitar in my act, and I played guitar the first time in at Trans Pride. But that became too cumbersome for me. Because you're trying to, I have a walking stick, a guitar goes across you, you can't see your feet, So I had to switch to the ukulele.
Exactly. Yeah, but you can't play a sad song on a ukulele. I mean, that's.
Oh, you can. Hold on, wait.
No, it's a. But anyway, Therese, I want to ask you. You have a trans partner.
I do indeed.
How did that come about? Without being too personal.
Not at all. No, I mean, we've known each other for a long time. When I suppose it took her. And again, I don't want to give away too much.
No. We will be completely discretionary here.
Yeah. I suppose she would have hadn't really thought about gender so much. But I knew from very early on, right? Because she was always very open with me, and through reaching out to Tenny and so forth, she was able to get her diagnosis, which was such a relief to her.
Was that before or after the legislation came in?
After.
Okay, yeah.
Right, actually remind me of the date.
2015.
After.
Okay, yeah.
So as I say, she would have had to have lived a double life.
Like most people, like many people in the yeah.
And one of the things that I never pushed, but I always used to say, if you ever want to go out, we go when you're ready. If you want to, and so that was a big leap. And you see, there's a lot of risk. Now again, I'm fiercely protective of the people I love. So if I'm your friend, or if I'm your your partner or your mammy, right, woe betide anyone to say anything mean to you or do anything mean, because I'll be fucking swinging me stick. I'll be like, you know what I mean?
So
yeah.
So tell me, Therese, how did your family respond? How did her family respond? When they
well, I can speak from her side very favorably.
Okay,
which I was.
That's
delighted.
Important, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, I was delighted because that was a big worry, understandably so. Like sometimes with, you see, here's the thing, like a lot of people in the cis community, was that what you'd say, and don't understand, right? Like, okay, for example, take me, I'm a cis pan woman, right? Within that, I have privilege, cis privilege. So if you see what I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see, I'm not wearing a bra. I have a t-shirt and I have a pair, you can't see me leggings, right?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin, love a bit of Led Zeppelin. I can play the first, how many chords? First few chords of Stairway to Heaven. Oh, that's it. But anyway, so my cis privilege, right? I have the choice to not wear makeup, okay? To wear either what would be just asexual or agender, sorry, non-binary
clothes.
Yeah, just clothes, functional, right? Now, if I want, I can get all, wear a dress and whatever. I don't, but I can.
So can I.
Absolutely. But I'm talking about societal acceptance, right? So there is always that kind of, and both my partner and other trans women I've spoken to, and trans men, there is always that part about being clocked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I mean, it's good to have family support. That's your foundation. But what's it like when you go out?
As I say,
do you get people clocking you? Do you get people talking behind their hands and all of that nonsense?
I'm just so focused on her, not to be all fucking lovey-dovey and all that. Oh, sorry, you're going to be bleeping. Your bleeping finger's going to be broken. I'm so focused on her. However, like I remember one time being in the pink, what's it called, the Pink Triangle in Edinburgh? Mm-hmm. It's the gay district, and we're there, and it's so funny because she was oblivious that she got chatted up twice, right? And I'm like, you didn't even notice that. And she's like, what? And I'm going, you got chatted up. I wasn't jealous much, but anyway. So like I say, I'm so focused. But you see now, I'd be the same with if my daughter was with me and somebody was being, drunk and disorderly, I'd be like, kind of get back. You know what I mean? I'm just like that. Sure, now look, do you think I could knock the shit out of anyone? No, they'd probably have me flat on my back. But I would not stand by and let. So I guess I'm so focused on her, and like, other than gigging, we really don't go out. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is this is the whole point, really, isn't it? I mean, to a certain degree, you and I live in the same bubble. We think everybody is very accepting and tolerant and empathetic. Sadly, it's not that case, and that's the way. But Therese, we're going to run out of time, and I said to you, I'd like you to share your musical talents with some of the listeners. So perhaps, what are you going to sing for us?
Now, we did talk about this.
We did, and I might have to do a few bleeps, so that's why I don't want to.
I think you're going to have to do a lot.
Well, let us see how we go. What's the song and what's it about?
Right, the song is called "Fuck Off With Yourself."
Okay, yeah, well, that's so it's a Dublin song, really.
Yeah. It's a good traditional Irish song, inspired by my mother, who used to, whenever she was dealing with somebody who was full of their own importance, right? Yeah. And this song has taken on a new meaning, and for all these horrible anti-maskers, that drive me crazy, who are abusing frontline staff in shops, in businesses. Just being completely unreasonable. And those people that work there have to be polite. They have to treat these customers with respect. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. So I'm dedicating this song to every poor, unfortunate person working in customer service, working in frontline, that's having to deal with these nasty, toxic, selfish people. Okay.
Right.
So get your bleeps ready.
Yeah, okay. Take it away, Therese.
I curse the fucking day that your dad fucked your mum instead of fucking her up the arse, 'cause then you fucking came along. It's a fucking disgrace. I'm fucking sick of your fucking face. Fuck off it yourself. So let me be fucking clear so you know where you fucking stand. You're a pain in me fucking arse and get on me mammary fucking glands. Now fucking child benefit would be worth you fucking shit. Fuck off it yourself. I find it fucking insane that you found a fucking spouse. I'd have killed you years ago and put a new patio on me fucking house. When your ma shat you out, the fucking doctor gave her a clout. Fuck off it yourself. I'm sick of your fucking face, so I'll finish up me fucking song. Fuck you and everyone you know and the fucking horse you rode in on. Go get fucking fucked, you stupid fucking fuck, you suck. Fuck off it yourself. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Fuck, fuck, fuck right off. A fuck, fuck, fuck right off. A fucking off. A fuckity off. A fuckery idle dee. A fuckery idle do. Fuck off it yourself. Everybody, one more time. I said a fuckery idle dee. A fuckery idle do. Fuck off it yourself. Fuck off it yourself.
I can see you're a fan of Joe Dolce.
But you know, I have to say, whenever I see these videos come out online and they've got their phone out, you're oppressing me, and it's like, you try being oppressed with a tube down your throat, you know.
Oh, I know, yeah. Look, in our small way, with our unicorn on, and we'll have to get you back to review the book that we both are talking about. My Life as a Unicorn, by Abu Al-Qadi. Great book. We're both fans of this. So, Therese, stay safe, stay fabulous, and we will talk to you again soon. And give your best to your partner as well.
I will indeed. I love you. Bye. Bye.
My world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say I am.